Good morning and welcome to the Small Business Workshop for January. This is session 5 out of our 8 sessions. Today we're going to cover marketing plans. This is pretty much the number one requested topic that we have here at the Mesquite Chamber of Commerce. Everyone wants to know, how can I improve my marketing? What are the things I need to plan for? What's social media? What's TikTok? Still learning that one. And this program would not be possible without my 2 partners. They stepped out on day 1 and said, hey, we want to do this together with you, without me having a full plan on how we were going to do it, what we were going to do. But I said, I have this vision. I want to have a library of tools and resources for small businesses, free of charge, that anyone can come to in person to ask the real questions in here. That's why you're here today. Or go back and rewatch whenever it's available to them, because we all have different schedules and some of us are able to come here in the morning, some of us cannot, some of us have to open up the doors for your business. So I want this to be available to everyone. So it would not be possible without Spectra Bank and America's Credit Union. So wanted to just invite first Julian Mullman with Spectra Bank to just talk a little bit about what Spectra Bank does.
All right, good morning. My name is Julian Willman. For those of you who don't know me yet, I'm with Spectra Bank. We're a small community bank out of Dallas. Our focus is small businesses, helping people grow, understand their own businesses. And, you know, for us, the main thing is we're advisors. We're not just bankers. We're here to help. We're here to help you learn more about banking and us learn more about your business and potentially help you run your business a little bit differently, especially when it comes to banking and potentially lending. So that's our main focus. We love giving back to communities. You know, in Dallas and Fort Worth, we've been around for 40 years, so small business is our business. And that's about it for me.
So before I give Brandon a chance, he's going to introduce our speaker to you all today. So before that, when I have y'all's full attention, you haven't left the door yet. Here are the schedule for the rest of the small business workshops. This first round 1 of our small business workshops, you'll see we'll do customer loyalty next, business taxes, and then your continued business growth on session 8 in April. What else is going on at the chamber? Tomorrow morning, you just need to do the exact same drive to get here, just a little bit earlier. We do round robin networking tomorrow in this room. It is pretty much speed networking, speed dating for businesses. Be ready to, hand out business cards. We start our rounds at 8:30 a.m. and coffee will be provided, donuts. So you'll have a lot of fun. In 2 weeks, we do our monthly luncheon. For this one, we do our annual BRE Business Awards. We're going to celebrate the best businesses in Mesquite. This is a huge celebration here in Mesquite, so this is one that you don't want to miss. If you want to meet a lot of diverse businesses that you want to network with, this is one that you cannot miss. With that, I'm going to bring up Brandon with America's Credit Union. He's going to first talk a little bit about America's Credit Union, but he's also going to introduce the speaker to y'all. All right, welcome up.
Good morning, Chamber. Again, my name is Brandon Cooch. I'm the Director of Business Development here for America's Credit Union, and we are so privileged, once again, to be your sponsor for the Small Business Workshop. How many of you have been here since the very first session? I know I see a couple of people. Yes? Okay, cool. Well, this is super exciting, guys. We have one of our very own here, Miss Alexa Bridges. She is our VP of Communication and Acquisitions, and she oversees our business development and marketing departments, and she has a lot of expertise to talk about this marketing department. But for those of you who don't know much about us as an institution, we are a local credit union here. We're a financial institution. We've actually are coming up on our 90th anniversary in the Metroplex. So we've been out here a long time. We are so privileged to be in the city of Mesquite as a community partner with you guys. But we primarily focus on the individual financial goals of you and your employees, and that's how we market ourselves to our community. So the products that we target specifically are going to be the individual financial aspects, whether you guys are looking for your own personal credit card, whether you guys are looking for an auto loan, whether you're looking for a mortgage or an interest-yielding checking account. That's kind of our bread and butter. One thing that really makes us unique as a credit union is the fact that we're a not-for-profit financial institution. This gives us the special privilege of being able to reinvest back into our community and back to our shareholders or our members in ways that, like this business workshop, where we get to do really fun things and pour out to our community and show some love with our local school districts and things like that. But we're just so privileged, again, to be here. We've got a great business partner with us, Julian with Spectra Bank, and we're just so glad to be here, guys. So without any more of me talking, I want to go ahead and introduce our VP of Acquisition and Communication, Miss Alexa Bridges. So Alexa.
Let's see here. First of all, a new year. Wow, that's always exciting to me. Have you guys, remember back in the days when you went to school and you got a new box of crayons? Crayola crayon, and you open it up and that smell, you know, and like that transports you and it's like new opportunities and what can you do and whatever. Well, that's how I feel about a new year. New years to me are exciting because we don't know what our opportunities lie ahead, but also, you know, there's going to be stones thrown, curveballs, you know, come our way, and then we have to pivot, and all that's kind of exciting. So I'm excited to be here to talk to you guys a little bit about marketing plans. I think the beginning of the year is always a great time, but that doesn't mean that you can't create a marketing plan any time of the year. But it just kind of sets the stage for the year ahead. So that's exciting. All right, let's talk. I'm just going to give you real quickly a little bit about myself. I have been with America's Credit Union for almost 7 years. I was actually a consultant for them for about 6 years, and I have a consulting company for the last 13 years, and I love strategy, and hence marketing plans are exciting to me, but I'm in marketing, so that's a little bit conflicting because marketing has two aspects to it. You have a creative side to it, and then you also have an analytical side to it. So it's kind of the numbers, the data, like what does the data show in order to make a plan happen? And that's kind of where I come from. I have a degree in finance, so I'm a numbers person, I'm a data geek by heart, and I'm a VP of Acquisition and Communication, which is so weird, but it's really business development and marketing. And again, that's just something that we have come up with because of our focus of where we want to go in the future with our company. And it's about acquiring and growing. So that's kind of how we came up with some of these names. But anyway, so part of these marketing plans, like I said, I've done this. I worked for a software company for many years that dealt with financial institutions. And I only got, as part of me working with clients, I only got a really small piece of the puzzle of what they had to accomplish on a day-to-day basis. And I always kind of felt like I'm doing them a disservice because I don't have the full picture. And the full picture is really important when you put together a plan. And so that's when I decided to go out on my own. I've worked with small companies, I've worked with bigger companies, and the plans all look a little bit different. The objectives are different. So with that, I'm just going to let that be. And real quickly, I know we have, we're under some time constraint, but I would love to hear from you guys kind of who you are, what business you have, because I'd like to incorporate that and be a little bit more interactive in our conversation today. So, do you mind?
No, I'm Taria Mullen. I am a startup IV ketamine therapy and IV hydration vitamin business.
Okay.
Here in Mesquite.
Okay, very good. Go ahead.
My name is Marina Blanco, and my business is about balloon decorations.
It's what, I'm sorry?
Balloon decorations.
Okay, very good.
Hello, good morning. My name is Kalani Hooker. I am a broker owner.
Okay.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, AXU Realtor.
Okay, very good. Nice. How about you?
Hi, my name is Zachary Richardson. I'm an insurance agent who focuses on Medicare and IULs.
Okay.
My name is Scott, my son. We help a lot of businesses in various ways. We represent about 5 multi-million-dollar businesses that strategize on saving people money, just like the self-employment tax credit, where everybody who's self-employed can qualify for $32,000. Every CPA in the country missed this. The owner of the company, the reason I can say that with confidence is because the owner of the company, the
Aha, very interesting. All right, I'm going to jump to you real quickly. We're just doing a quick introduction and what your business is.
Okay, so Hector and Roxana, we are owners at MVP Nutrition Energy here in
Okay.
Mesquite. We are into sales.
Okay, perfect. How about you, sir?
My name is Dominic Harmon. I'm the owner of Minuteman Press East Dallas commercial printing franchise.
All right, you do a lot of printing. You do postcards and mailings. I have used Minuteman Press. All right, how about you?
My name is Nicole. I'm the owner of startup Red Eagle CPA PC. I'm a CPA here in Mesquite.
Okay, very good. Sir.
Alberto Rivera. I'm working with the economic development team with the city of Mesquite.
Okay.
I'm Marcy LaBeach. I'm the owner, well, my husband and I own Reggae Wings and Things.
Okay.
They're right down the street from you, Tubby's and Motley.
Okay, yeah, okay, very nice. How about you, sir?
My name is Daniel. I own Quality Service Contractors. We're a residential HVAC company here in Mesquite. We're changing our name to Admirable Air, so we're kind of in the middle of that transition now.
I'd love to hear a little bit more about that and as part of our conversation. Very good.
Hi, I'm Vivica Wilson with Vivid Plus Mary Kay, so I'm a Mary Kay sales director within direct sales.
Okay, and then,
Mariette, district community liaison for Legacy Preparatory Academy in Mesquite and Plano.
okay, very nice. What about you, ma'am?
My name is Yolanda Norman, and I'm with Thomas Financial Group.
Okay, nice. And then I'll grab you real quick.
Yeah, Lori Albers Coates, Quilts and Gifts by Lori. I do sewing, custom quilting, alterations, all that kind of stuff.
All right.
Thread and needle. And I'm also an independent Scentsy consultant.
Okay, very nice. All right, well, as you can tell from this variety here, a marketing plan there's no cookie cutter marketing plan here, right? I mean, everybody is going to have a different need and so forth. So, but let's ask real quickly, why do we put a plan together? What's the point? I mean, we come in, our doors open at 9, 7, 6, whatever, we work, whatever, we have customers. Why do we put a plan together?
To have direction.
Yes, to have direction. So it's been said that marketers who document strategy are 538% more likely to report success than those who don't. Now, I can't prove that number, but I just know from myself that when I put something on paper, I have it in my head somehow, I can always kind of follow back up again, and it allows me to inspect what I expect, right? That's ultimately what this is about. So let's talk about the marketing landscape then and now. Some of you have been around for a while, and back in the days when I went to school, marketing was about what we now call traditional marketing. You put ads in the newspaper, there's maybe some local publications that you can put ads in, you have billboards, you can send out postcards, things like that. Are any of those things you guys do too? Probably? Yes? Okay, that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. But this is what I went to school for. But what it's changed to is this. and when we go to school for something and things change, and Alex said something about social media and whatever, well, we have now, I mean, the traditional is still a valid medium. So there are very good reasons why you want to use a traditional marketing channel, especially, I mean, Minuteman Press. I mean, we still do direct mail stuff, but a lot of it is digital because nowadays, what's the first thing you do? I'm looking for quilting in Mesquite. Where do you go?
Google.
Thank you. You go to Google. So you got to have a presence on the web, right? How do I, people, telemarketers. Do you get telemarketing calls? Are you on a do not call list and still get telemarketing calls? Come on, I do. So nowadays it's about email marketing. It's about Google Ads. It's about pay-per-clicks because our lives have gone from, paper heavy to probably more digital stuff, right? And that's where everything is. So we kind of have to, and the reason why I bring this up is in our marketing plan, we have to incorporate the channels that we want to use on how to get our marketing plan accomplished. And sometimes it will take several of these. You might have a plan that says, I'm going to do a little bit of direct mail, but I'm also going to do this, and I'm going to do this. Like you can use multiple channels in your actual marketing plan. And so are you familiar, first of all, who all has websites? Please tell me you have websites because that's where we have to have a website because otherwise they're not going to find you. Email marketing. Anybody do email marketing? okay? What vendor do you use for that? Constant Contact, Active Campaign? Okay, there's a lot of different softwares out there. They're not that expensive. Active Campaign, Constant Contact are two very easy ones. They're not, there's a lot of different, you can do emails, you can do surveys with them. Sometimes you can even schedule some of your social media posts all in one area. So there's some capability there, and I highly recommend it. Even if it's just to communicate to your existing customers, you know, like maybe like a newsletter, a monthly or quarterly or something like that. Besides that, let's see here. Who uses social media? Oh, look at that. What do you guys use? I want to hear from you.
Facebook.
Okay.
Instagram. That's about it for now.
Okay. What about LinkedIn? Who uses LinkedIn? Okay. Very good. What about TikTok? Okay. What about Snapchat? Sometimes. Okay. Let's see. YouTube. Okay.
Person or as a business?
As a business, it gets muddy. I get it. No. So all these social media outlets, channels, whatever you want to call them, have a purpose. And depending on what your business is, if you're more of a professional person, then LinkedIn is probably, if you're connecting more with, like for instance, Brandon and, I'm sorry, Julian. You know, they work with businesses and things like that. LinkedIn is a big forum for them. You know, then TikTok is a different thing. If you're trying to get some of the younger generation, you probably want to get into TikTok. You want to, Instagram is more, it trends younger. Facebook trends older. So again, the channels are all important. They can be used, you know, throughout different marketing initiatives, but it also is important to know your target audience when you're using some of these channels. So, and we'll get into that. Anyway, electronic billboards, influencer marketing, I mean, radio, TV. How many of you guys do radio and TV ads these days? Okay. Again, I mean, I'm not going to tell you no. It really depends on what the purpose is, and I think we'll kind of go through that here in just a second. So anyway, let's get started. So a couple of key terms here that I want to use is objective. What is the objective? And that's basically, what's your major goal, right? We need to understand what our major goal is when we put together a plan. Strategy. Strategy and tactic are sometimes interchanged, and a strategy is a big picture, a tactic is how you're going to get there, okay? So I want to make sure that we don't confuse those two. And metrics are how are you going to measure it? Because metrics right here is where people fall short. They put together a plan, they execute a plan, and they never come back around to say, what happened? Was it good? Was it bad? Was it indifferent? How could I have improved on it? If you don't measure what you're trying to set out for, then it's hard to say, how do I adjust? Did the plan work? How do I adjust it? Could I tweak a little bit something and it could be better? Can I make it better? I don't know. If you don't measure it, you don't know this answer. So to me, this is where my data geek comes in. This is where I kind of go, show me what happened. So anyway, any questions on these terms? Nope, okay, good. Then to the marketing plan. Ultimately, a marketing plan has these elements right here, okay? Some are probably, you can spend a lot of time on these, and you know, what is that? The more you put in, the more you're gonna get out of it. Sometimes you gotta start on the process, put it away, come back the next day, next week, add on to it. It would be overwhelming to do this all in one day or in an hour. So anyway, and we'll go through all these different elements. The first thing about a marketing plan is an executive summary. And I'm not saying write a book. You do not have to be a writer for this. Really what an executive summary is a big picture. Why? What's my initiative? So why are we doing this? You know, and all it needs to be is maybe 3-4 sentences, very high level. If you had given a marketing plan to an employee, or if you guys have a board, for instance, or something like that, then They want to know what this is about. And the executive summary kind of just gives a high level of what are you trying to accomplish, where are we going with this, right? So it's an important piece of it, but again, we're not talking details at this point in time. We're talking, hey, I want to, I'm just really silly example. We need a new phone system, okay? So I want to implement a new phone system at our business because we feel like our clients can't reach us easily and we have a huge abandonment rate. So that's why we're doing this. This is very simple. A new website, how about that? I feel like our website is old, it's dated, and it's clunky and people can't find things on our website. So therefore, I want to put in a new website. So marketing plan is about designing a new website and all the different steps that go along with that. So any questions about that? So nothing crazy. This is not award-winning or anything like that. It's just kind of sets the frame of the document itself. The next thing is your mission statement. So how many of you guys in your business have a mission statement today? Okay. If you don't, I encourage you to come up with a mission statement. The mission statement is really a very important piece of it. It's an actionable statement that lets customers know what's the point of your company, what's the purpose of being in business. I wanted to look this up before the session, and can you look this up real quickly? Everybody's familiar with Southwest Airlines, right? I love their mission statement. What is it, Brandon? It's super simple.
To connect people to what's important in their lives through friendly, reliable, and low-cost air travel.
That's Southwest Airlines. Like, if he had just said that, I could have said, that's Southwest Airlines. Like, it's so simple, you know? The mission statement takes a little bit of finessing. It takes time to kind of craft that in your mind, and this is not a workshop on creating mission statement, vision statement, value statements, but I highly recommend this because when you have a mission statement, that's the purpose of why people come to you. It is your advantage to, you guys have a CPA firm, you have why would they come to you over somebody else? What do you provide that is unique in your business that somebody would be attracted to? The reason why this is so important, besides the executive summary, is because your plan needs to tie back to your mission statement, okay? Because if your plan does not tie to your mission statement, there's a disconnect. And consumers these days, they are all about authenticity. I have two kids. One is 24 and one is 15. And these kids, they can spot it like that if you're it's unauthentic. You're unauthentic, meaning what you're saying and what you're doing does not connect with me, and therefore, I don't trust you. Again, they find you on the web. They have not had an interaction with you. They have not looked you in the eye to have a conversation. So it's all about authenticity. So when your plan and your mission statement do not connect, you're unauthentic, and you don't want that. At least you try not to be that way. I try not to be unauthentic most days. Anyway, so on to the plan part of it. Aligning your business and your marketing goals sounds super easy, but it's not. I think, have you ever tried this? How many have put together like a strategic plan? Okay. It was difficult. Why? Tell me.
Well, just because this just does not come easy for me, just the business part of, the business. And then my target dates, my goals for 30, 60, 90 days, they just didn't work.
Yeah.
I was behind months, almost for some other things.
And I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you, because that holds true all the time. Let me kind of do this real quick. Strategic plan, marketing plan, two very different pieces. Similar, yet different. A strategic plan is usually designed for a 3 to 5 year vision of your company. Okay, it's kind of sets the stage for going forward. We do a strategic plan, and I'm sure Spectra Bank does this too. Every year we get together with all the key management team and we put together a strategic plan. We look at the existing strategic plan because it's really set for 3, 4, 5 years, into the future, but things change. And so then we kind of tweak it. The core of the plan does not really change. We might change a couple of things. We might change some initiatives. We prioritize certain initiatives because in the banking world, and I'm sure with you guys too, we have a lot of different departments and everybody has their want and their need, right? I want this. I want a new marketing system and I want it now. Well, that touches IT, that touches so-and-so, So there's all these different departments that might have a stake in an initiative. So you have to kind of line out the priority, timelines, things like that. In a marketing plan, it is taking that initiative and then creating a mini plan for that initiative, okay? So the strategic plan is super big picture into the future. A marketing plan is more of a something that you can act on today. And back in the days, pre-COVID, I don't know if you remember those days, and maybe this is, I don't know. Anyway, pre-COVID, marketing plans tend to be a year. We created a marketing plan for a full year. Then COVID hit, and that really set everybody off track. And nowadays, I think most of the things that I do now, I call them mini marketing plans. They are for smaller initiatives over maybe a 3-month time period. Something, and it also makes more sense because you can pivot more quickly and change it, but things kind of come up. If I write a marketing plan in January, by June, who knows? We bought a branch. My whole marketing plan is like out the wind, So if you break it up into smaller chunks, into like 3-month increments, then it's almost like a to-do list. You have something on your to-do list, you can check it off, you feel good about yourself. So kind of talking about your 30, 60, 90 days, bringing it down to smaller chunks helps you stay on target, helps you feel a little bit better about it. and I mean, sometimes you say, okay, I want to have this accomplished by March. Well, something happens and now it's April. It's okay. But again, you have a plan and you're sticking to the plan. The plan also helps you be inspecting and kind of, especially when you're working with a team, it helps you hold people accountable too. Because the plan will also outline business initiatives. Like if your goal is, let's say, Minuteman, what's your goal for the year? Is it to increase sales?
It is to increase revenue.
Okay, to increase revenue. Okay, so that's your goal. Now, how do you go about it? That's the whole, those are the different sides to it. Let's say here, I know for Brandon over here, one of his goals is leads. He wants to generate more leads, right? That's a big business objective. So talking about business objectives is having some kind of tangible thing that you can say, I want to increase revenue, I want to increase sales, I want to increase leads. For you, it's probably revenue, right?
Membership.
Sure, and for you, it's probably revenue. Maybe it's leads. Maybe it's developing a solid customer base that can, that is a recurring customer base, right? That can come back on a regular basis. So maybe you incorporate referrals into this, or so everybody, CPA, you probably have a core group of business, a core business group that comes back to you on a regular basis, right? Does that look? But people die, move, so hence you have to bring in more business. You want to grow your business. You want to add another, member of your, a new staff member. So again, you have to increase revenue. So everybody has a business objective, and that's going to be unique to your business, okay? So then you'll take that business objective, we'll create a strategy around that, which is kind of the plan, and then you come up with these tactics, which is the how-to piece of it, on how you're going to get there. and then you put your plan in place. So but putting together, think about it from your business perspective. What is it that you need? Obviously, to make money. How are you going to make this money? Do we need more? Do we have a good, solid foundation for business? Do we need to increase that? Do we need to start or create a good foundation for those leads? It kind of depends. So think about that a little bit as we kind of go through this. All right. Marketing objectives. That's where so whenever you say, I want to have leads, so where will you focus the effort? So I want to get leads. Well, where am I going to get them from? What results do you expect? This is somewhat data driven. So if you've been in business for a while, you can probably go back and look at last year's stuff to say, okay, last year we did this. It was either an exceptionally good year, exceptionally bad year, it was indifferent, blah, 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 whatever that is. Then you can say, okay, I'd like to increase my business by 10%, 15%, whatever that number is, right? 2%. 30%. Very aggressive. I like your thinking. Why is that objective important? So why is that important? Why 30? Why is that important to you?
Because I think it's achievable for one.
Okay.
But it's, we have it would just make a lot of difference to the bottom line. I mean, we've already hit the break even. It's just,
okay.
We need to do that to grow.
Okay, very good. So when you have a business objective, make sure you go through these questions and ask those and be legit about it. Like answer them, you're not just, yeah, it'd be nice, like more money. Yeah, I mean, obviously we all do. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? But I mean, is it to make more money so you grow your business, which creates more revenue in the long run? So think about those kinds of things. This other thing is also very important. Who is responsible for attaining the objective? If you do not put a name to this, and I'm saying name like Alexa, Brandon, Bethany, Danny, if I don't say Danny is responsible for this piece of the action, because sometimes these things are not just all on us, right? Sometimes there are different people that are going to be part of this machine. And you have to tell them very specifically, you are responsible for this in this time frame. And you are responsible for this piece in this time frame. Because everybody then knows what they're responsible for. Gives them a sense of, they have a piece of the action. But also, if you don't put a name out there, if you don't put an assigned person to this, everybody's going to blame the other person. Well, I thought you, Brandon, you said on 110, No, so you have to put a name to this, and for the purpose of accountability, but also to make sure that people understand what their job is in this whole process, okay? And then how do you plan to achieve the results? That kind of gets me back to the slide that I had earlier. Is it part of traditional marketing? Is it through mail? Is it through email marketing? Is it through ads in newspapers? So think about what channels you're going to use to achieve this goal. And it's not just one channel. I can tell you that everything that we do touches multiple channels. It's direct, email, social. There's all kinds of different channels that we incorporate as part of our strategies. Okay?
Do you think another important factor would be to also define mission success, so you kind of have a clear target that you're heading for?
Yes.
You know if you've achieved it or if you fell short.
And I think I talk about that in just a second, but yes, you're absolutely right. Because, just to say my goal is to increase revenues by 30%, that's nice. But you can also say that could be your stretch goal. If I made 25%, I would be happy, but I want 30, and what does that look like? For you, it's probably more sales driven, right?
Yes and no, yeah. But then multiple
yeah.
KPIs, right? If our goal is to increase gross revenue by 100%, which is a big
yeah.
stretch goal, okay? Well, how are we going to do that? System sales, membership growth, right? X, Y, Z, and just a list of things
okay.
that all work together to achieve.
So I think you brought up a really nice point. He just listed off a couple of different things, right? each one of them can be its own marketing plan, okay? So, because again, strategic plan is like big picture, big company, whatever. So if your goal is 100% growth and system sales is one piece of that, then you can have a marketing plan just for the systems piece. And then one piece could be, what was the other one?
Membership growth.
Membership growth. Okay, so that could be its own marketing plan. So for every one of those things, so you have this big goal for every one of those little spokes or whatever you want to call them, each one of those can be its own marketing plan. Okay, so you may, I apologize, I point at you just because I know your business probably the best because I've used it, significantly. But even in, for instance, okay, on the IV side, where are you going to where are you going to go to get your business?
Social media.
Okay.
I was thinking the news just to establish a presence there, or so people could see us.
What about, so I'm just going to throw this out at you. I love to play tennis. I played tennis at 100 and something degrees last summer. It was hot. People were passing out. They went to those IV places, right? To soccer, outdoor soccer, like you can so you can think about like all the different clubs that you can, like there's, fitness, outdoor fitness events potentially. That could be one plan on how you want to target it. Then you can have another plan on, maybe connecting with the community, like a rec center or something like that. Maybe there's a doctor's office that you have a connection to. Like you can create little plans for each one of those ways of connecting with them, time frames, what you want to, what your goal is to get out of that. Real estate, think about that. You have a lot of different people you can connect with too there, right?
Everyone I make eye contact with is a potential client.
Okay, we'll talk later. No, just kidding. Yeah, sure. I get it. So see how you can have a big goal, a company goal, that then can be placed into smaller marketing plans based on each initiative that rolls to that big goal, okay? All right, let's see, where are we here? So for instance, and I think we kind of ran through this, like a marketing objective could be like increase repeat customers by 7% per quarter, or decrease customer acquisition costs by 8% per year. Acquisition cost is, in business, is a legit number. So, and just to give you an example from my side of the world, we're in the financial services industry. People die, people move. I have to replace that, right? I got to replace that just to stay even, and if I want to grow, I got to replace that plus more in order to make that growth happen. For us, acquisition cost is a legit number. It is something that we have to be very cognizant of in order to, and the more I can reduce my acquisition cost, the less I have to work. Like it's not as hard to work to get to status quo again, right? So acquisition cost is something I would definitely think about it for your business, how that might look. But if you can reduce your acquisition cost, there's a book called Good to Great. If you've not read it, it's a fantastic book. It's a great business book. But they talk about acquisition costs. If you can decrease your acquisition costs by 1%, it increases your revenues by 150%. Now, again, have I proven this number? No. But the book says so, so it must be legit. I don't know. The internet said so. Anyway, so I mean, that could be also an interesting number. Generate increased awareness, brand awareness. That can also be a very, important aspect. Hard sometimes to justify that in terms of dollars and cents and revenue, but when you are top of mind awareness and you have a need, if you have a printing need, if you have a CPA need, whatever, it might not be today, but now I know who to call. Right? So brand awareness is also a very interesting aspect of a business plan and could be also a nice objective. So anyway, any questions before we move on? Yes?
What'd you say the name of the book was?
It's called Good to Great. And I don't remember the guy's first name, but it's Collins is the last name. Okay. It's good. I mean, you don't have to sit there and read a little bit at a time. It's pretty easy.
The customer acquisition number is something for companies that have been around for a little bit more time than say a startup, because it's just like.
That's correct.
Because it's such sporadic customer.
But for instance, for a startup, let's talk about that because some of you guys are startups. Referrals. Okay, referral initiatives are a big thing because if you have good customers and you have people, and with that, and I'm totally jumping around a little bit and I apologize. No, I think it's a perfect point to make. Google reviews. Have an initiative for Google reviews. Good Google reviews are very important as people are trying to find you on the web, okay? Because again, they don't know who you are, but it says you are a 5-star deal. And because of that, you can go through the reviews and go, okay, let me look at the bad ones. Okay, but there's always a bad one. There has to be. It is. Somebody's just not going to be happy. Whatever. But you can look at the bad ones. Then you say, okay, well, the good ones outweigh the bad ones, and everybody has bad ones and good ones. So you can take a look at that. But referral business for startups is massive. So have people that come to you on a regular basis that like what you do. Have a referral initiative. And maybe it's 25% off, $20 off your next visit if you bring a friend. Whatever that looks like. So for startups, I think that is a big, big thing. Yeah. All right. SWOT analysis. This is tedious. This is very, very boring, very hard sometimes. But, and I had to tell you, we spend hours on this. There's 15 people in our room every year, and we spend 4 hours on this thing, and we all want to pull our hair out afterwards. But I would just create a little grid, spreadsheet, whatever, do strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Put those down as best as you know, come back to that, add on to it. The better this list is, the better you know how to market to your people, okay? This will change. Once you've kind of done it, that's okay. Once a year, I would revisit that because you have new opportunities potentially. You might have new threats, which is typically competition. Technology can be a threat. In our industry, compliance is a threat because it bogs everything down. But don't tell my compliance officer that. She's sweet. I love her. But I'm the economy can be a threat, right? When interest rates rise, go down, unemployment is high, that can be a threat. So put this together, put it aside, put it in a safe space, look at it on at least once a year and revisit it. And sometimes your weaknesses are now strengths and your opportunities have become strengths. Sometimes you can shift things and that makes you feel really good too. So after that, market research. Ugh, love it. Well, and you know what? This kind of depends on how much data you have. If you've been around for a while and you have sales data, revenue data, things like that, you can probably go back to past years and kind of look at some trends. Look at the type of clients that you have. If it's what kind of customers are coming to you? What's their age? Look at age, demographics. It's not like you're not going to know what their income is necessarily unless you have a, document that, like a loan document that states that. But try to gather as much intel on who you are, who your customers are today. And then with that, what are some of the growth potentials? Are there, in some situations, we have certain customers, and that's great, but I don't want more of them. And I'm going to give you, and this is not going to sound right, so apologize and stick with me here. In the banking industry, in general, we have an aging population. We have a lot of them. Do I want to have more of them to build my business for 10 years down the road? No, they die. The money goes away. I need younger kids. I need young people. I need businesses, So even though this is my customer today, it's not exactly what I want to target. I'm not saying that I'm going to abandon them, but I really want to target somebody that I can bring in early on, get a car loan with us, have a home loan, maybe, over time increase their savings, therefore then have a money market account, CD account, they bring their kids in. That's what I want. That's a relationship. That's what I want to build over time. And it takes time, right? So just because this is your customer profile, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the profile you want to continue to target market, okay? So food for thought there. What are marketing trends? Like, what do you see happening? If your business is here in the square, what other businesses have come up? What kind of traffic do you see? Is it hopping? Not so much. Are there more restaurants than businesses? What are the hours? Think about all those things. What are some of the competitors that you've lost business to? Why? I wouldn't want to spend excessive amount of time on that, but think about that, because maybe there's something, and I know I'm running out of time here, but I just recently saw the movie Blackberry. Has anybody seen this movie? You know the BlackBerry, right? Everybody in this room knows what a BlackBerry is, right? Well, this is a whole case study on how the BlackBerry came about. People loved it. The BlackBerry was amazing. I mean, people who had a BlackBerry, they were cool, and you're like, wow, I want to be them. I mean, you aspire to be the BlackBerry person. They clicked away on that key thing. Well, guess what? In 2000, they came on around like 97, whatever. In 2000, what came about? Well, actually 2008. 2007, the iPhone. And BlackBerry goes, what is this? There's no clickable keypad. Like, people love the keypad. Like, they didn't get it. They didn't understand, like, why would you, they have apps. What is that? They totally missed the boat, and hence they are gone, So technology plays a big role, and so I apologize, that was a side note, but watch this movie. Netflix is another blockbuster / Netflix is another fantastic business case study. There's a lot to be learned from this. So anyway, that's your business environment right there. Sears, yeah, oh yeah, I mean, we can probably go through that. Customer segmentation, we kind of talk about it. Ultimately, you can get to something called a persona. This is hard to do. I struggle with this. This is something we continue to work on. But ultimately, you should be able to have one piece of paper with a picture and a person's name on it that says, this is Kyle, he's 42 years old, and this is the person that comes into, this is who your target client is. You have lots of customers, but you can't be all things to all people, ultimately, right? You have to figure out that, yeah, I have somebody who is 65 years of age, and I'd love to bank them, and they are great customers, and they bring money to us and whatever, but my target client is 32 years of age, right out of college, looking for a house and starting a family. That's my target market. So this right here is supposed to be your ideal client, not necessarily who walks in every day.
That's like a B2C thing though, right?
Yes.
I mean, how would you do that if it's a B2B?
You can do B2B as well. I think it's more challenging because then you're looking at business structures and what type of businesses and what their needs are, I think you can probably modify this for a B2B. When he sees B2B, it's business to business versus business to consumer, okay? So I think you can, it won't be as detailed, let's put it that way. But you can probably put together, it is.
I've tried it and I couldn't.
I'm telling you, I've done this for a very long time. This is hard to do because it's very data heavy, okay? And again, I attempt it because I think it's a good exercise, but I have not, there are companies you can pay $50,000 to come up with this, but I don't see the need for that. That seems a little excessive. So anyway, moving along, competitive analysis. Make sure you create a spreadsheet with all the people that you think are your competitors in your market and why. What do they do good? What don't they do good? Again, this kind of helps you understand where your sweet spot is and what you can market to, okay? Now we get to the strategy part of it. Now we got all this information. Now we go, okay, what are we going to do with it? So this is where in marketing we talk about the 4 Ps: the product, price, promotion. The promotion and promotion. That's not right. It's product, price, place, promotion. And then in a service-oriented business, we talk about people and processes. And physical evidence is actually more about like your location and performance. So when you put together a plan, you want to consider all this. Do I have the right people to do the job? Right? Do I have the right location to be attractive? Do I have the right product? Is my pricing good? What are my competitors doing? So you can put all those kinds of things together and help you come up with the strategy on what you're promoting, how you want to promote it, and why you want to promote it. And then you can start talking about, well, now that I have all that, where am I going to put it? Am I going to blog? Is it conventional advertising? Is it digital? Is it word of mouth? Is it a referral thing? Do I need to create videos that I put out on my website for educational purposes? Do I need to look at Google Ads and do advertising that way? So that's when you start looking at what channels do you want to employ to get your goal done, accomplished. Yes.
I'm sorry, but could you go back to the APs right quick?
Oh, yeah, sure. Right there.
Evidence and performance. Thank you.
Okay. You good?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right. So then here's some of the other things. So now we have what we want to do, how we're going to do it, why we're going to do it, all that kind of stuff. But sometimes we need some tools, right? So for instance, we talked about email software. You use ActiveCampaign. Constant Contact is another one. A CRM system. If you're in sales, is there any one of you guys use a CRM system? What do you use?
Another transition. I'm switching from just using QuickBooks as a CRM.
Okay.
To using one called WorkEase.
Okay.
Which is super adjustable.
Yeah. HubSpot is a very easy one. It's very general for lots of different industries. There's Salesforce. Salesforce is very expensive. So again, you can use an Excel spreadsheet if you really want to. I mean, it can be done, and many people do it that way too. But a CRM system is basically a customer relationship management system. It tells you who the person is. Maybe like it has like a little tickler in it, like when to call them next, or has an email address, or things like that. Blogging, AI tools. There's great AI tools out there, people. Copy.ai. If you struggle with getting started on something, use that. I would copy it directly, but take that and then you can, it's a good starting point. ChatGPT, whatever, it's a good starting point. But it is. It really is fascinating. Yes, it is. And I don't love to write, so that is a struggle. So I kind of use that to kind of get it started, and then I can modify it from there. I have true writer's block most days. AI tools, video, social media management, like Hootsuite is a great tool to manage all your social media platforms. If you have multiples, like if you have 4 or 5 different social media platforms, and you have to manually go in and do, Instagram and then Facebook and whatever, that's hard. Go into Hootsuite, you can schedule stuff, so you don't have to do it right then and there. You can say, this is a post for Saturday, this is a post for whatever, and it tells you too, what are good times that people are online where they would see this,
What did you say it was called?
It's called Hootsuite.
Just right there.
Yeah, H-U-U-T, yeah. And this tool is not very expensive, and again, if you have multiple channels, I highly recommend it. It also gives you analytics, like how many likes did you get, how many impressions, things like that. So I know I'm out of time, so I just want to quickly go through this. Tactics is the how and the why and who. So on the tactics, the action taken to execute a marketing strategy, it's to increase the brand awareness. A tactic might be to run Instagram ads, right? And also identify who will do this, the frequency and the budget for this, which is another very quick thing here is a budget. You need to have a budget. You need to put some dollars and cents to this. Because again, if you do this and you don't know what the impact is, I mean, if we had unlimited money, we would grow our business like nobody's business, right? So, I mean, that would be easy. So budget is also very important. And then don't forget to measure your tactics. Go back to setting your goals, what to expect. And then bottom line, guys, start with a plan. Even if it's a small plan, just have a little bit of a plan. Revisit it. Pull it out quarterly. Adjust it and move forward, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. Just have something that is kind of written down. Like I said, I do mini plans for my team for different initiatives. That way we can get together on a regular basis and kind of review that and see what came of it. And then very quickly, these are big terms. This is very important. This is phase 2. SEO stands for search engine optimization. SEM is search engine marketing. PPC is pay-per-clicks. Google Analytics, website traffic conversions, keywords, key phrases. All this stuff is important when you do your marketing plan and when you start promoting stuff, because it helps you get the word out there. So we can do a whole nother workshop on that. Anyway, with that, just Q&A. Anybody, any questions? By the way, I did not put my email address on this, and I apologize. You are welcome to email me anytime. If you have any questions specifically to your business, you can reach me at Bridges, BRIDGES, at americascu.org. Or get with Bethany. She knows how to get a hold of me, Brandon, Danny, either way. So anyway, thank you so much. I hope this was helpful to you guys. If you have any specific questions, I would be happy to answer them at any point in time. So thank you.